Good morning and welcome to the pre-agenda interview for Wednesday, February 4th, 2026 for the Housing Opportunity Fund Advisory. Would the clerk please read the title of the bill?
Bill 27, Resolution appointing Marita Bradley to the Housing Opportunity Fund Advisory Board with a term to expire January 11th, 2030.
Thank you. And so what we'll do now is we will turn it over to Ms. Bradley to introduce yourself. Maybe say a little bit about why you're interested in serving on this, what I call critically important board, and then we'll take questions.
Sure. So good morning. I'm Marita Bradley. I am currently serving as the Assistant Chief of Staff for Mayor O'Connor. I have a bachelor's in sociology from the University of Hawaii, a master's from the University of Pittsburgh in social work. I spent the duration of my career here working for former Councilman Reverend Ricky Burgess. So I was a part of a lot of the conversations that the city engaged in around affordable housing, including the Affordable Housing Task Force, and then ultimately the creation of this fund. And so a lot of the work that and development that occurred, specifically affordable housing within District 9 during my tenure here, I was able to be a part of. And so the choice neighborhood work, the various LIHTC deals and things like that. And so I see the real value of the Housing Opportunity Fund and it being able to be a key resource in creating affordable housing, whether it be for gap financing, whether it be for rental assistance. I think it's a variety of ways, and so in working with Mayor O'Connor, we hope to continue to do that sort of work.
Thank you very much. We obviously know each other pretty well, so what I will say is you're more than qualified to sit on this board. As you've already explained, you were around when we created it. You and your former boss and former colleague of mine were instrumental in helping make this happen. You've dealt with a lot of affordable housing within District 9 in your previous role, and I know you will be actively involved in housing throughout the city in your current position. And so I will simply thank you for your willingness to serve. The only thing I would ask you to consider is that you may recall we did a 10-year allotment to the fund, and in the near future we will need to consider how we continue funding the Housing Opportunity Fund, because it does technically sunset. So I would just ask for that to be in the back of your mind. Having exhausted the business of this pre-agenda interview, we are adjourned. Good morning and welcome to the regular meeting of City Council on Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland. Here. Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross. Mr. Mosley.
Here.
Mrs. Salinetro.
Here.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Here.
Mrs. Warwick. Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Here.
6 members present.
Thank you. For those who are able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our next order of business is to amend the agenda. Is there a motion to amend?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda has been amended. Our next order of business is proclamations. We have one to be read into the record.
Councilperson Charland presents, now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh celebrates and honors James Louis Grzeka for 100 remarkable years of life, service, family, and joy. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh extends its heartfelt congratulations and gratitude to James Louis Grzeka and his family and proclaims Monday, February 9th, 2026 as James Louis Grzeka Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Proclamation has been approved. Our next order of business is public comment. I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which may be before city council. Profanity will not be permitted. After you are called, please restate your name, provide your neighborhood for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. Our first registered speaker is Chief Pomai Chakman Yahalahi, whom I do not see with us. So our next speaker is Dr. Ronald M. Miller.
Dr. Ronald M. Miller, PhD, The Bluff, Pittsburgh, USA. Tallinn, Estonia. Tallinn is in the PCAN, the Pittsburgh City Ally Network, which I founded. Estonia UN email, mission.newyork@mfa.ee. Tallinn neighborhood is in the PCNN, Pittsburgh City Neighborhood Network, and the World Neighborhood Network, which I founded 2025. I'm a candidate for President of the United States, 2028 ACE 1448AH after Hijra, representing the Global Intelligence Society, Initiative 5 Neighborhoods, PC Focus for Today, University of Oxford, University of Pittsburgh, Research Lecture Network Experience, Office of Pittsburgh Mayor, Mr. Corey O'Connor, Mayor Claimant. Quote, we can do better, a truism as campaign slogan, now governance strategy. Office of Pittsburgh Council, Mr. R. Daniel Lavelle, President of Council, we can do better. I've heard Mr. Lavelle say that many times. CGSII, Center for Global Studies, International Interdisciplinary, Dr. Ronald N. Miller, Founder, Director. We can, we must always do better. Initiatives 1 through 7 now and through 2028. How? Here is one way to do better. Mayor Claimant, Pittsburgh citizens, council claimants, read and study the Pittsburgh Home Rule Charter, the Pittsburgh City Ethics Handbook, the Pittsburgh City Council Rules of Council. This is why I and the CGSII are distributing the PHRC, PCEN, PCC-ROC citywide for distribution. And we identify myself and the CGSII as the providers of those texts because you do not, and because the probability is that you will not, greater than 0.99. Citizens, a key to restoral of USA Republican democracy of the people, by the people, and for the people is a dramatic increase in micro-local control of governance, not a draconian increase in macro-national control, and so more of the neighborhood, by the neighborhood, and for the neighborhood. Is your neighborhood your home? And if you think so, with your neighbors, you have the right to rule your own neighborhoods, given the HRC. There is no impediment, no legal impediment that we can find in the Home Rule Charter, that's this thing, right here, read it, that allows or disallows that to happen.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Alyssa Grishman.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet. Hi, my name is Elisa Grishman. I live in Uptown. I use a wheelchair, and I haven't been able to leave my house in almost 2 weeks. I'm actually supposed to be at Presbyterian Hospital right now for a medical procedure, but I had to reschedule it for late March because I can't get out. I'm also missing out on seeing Wicked this weekend. To say that Pittsburgh has dropped the ball when it comes to ensuring that people with disabilities have equal access to sidewalks throughout the city is an understatement, and that has been made painfully clear in the aftermath of the snowstorm on January 25th. I can't get out of my parking lot. I genuinely cannot tell whether or not the alley behind my house ever got plowed. There's still so much snow in the road. Even just an inch of snow buildup prohibits me from going out because it gets stuck in my wheels and gums up everything so that I can't move. But even if the alley did get cleared, I'd still be stuck at home because where did the snowplows dump all of the snow? Oh, right, onto the curb cuts. I've seen photos of mounds of snow blocking crosswalk access from all over Pittsburgh. Not only has the city not done a good job of clearing curb cuts, it's actually made things worse by treating them as snow storage. And let's not even talk about bus stops. Even if the sidewalks were cleared in front of bus stops, which they aren't, most of the plows stuck to the middle of the road and didn't clear enough snow to let buses get to the sidewalk. Other cities have this all down pat. Did you know that New York's sanitation department has a program where they'll pay anyone who participates $19 an hour to shovel snow from bus stops, curb cuts, crosswalks, and fire hydrants? My parents live in Lower Manhattan, where they've been blasting ads for emergency snow shovelers all over the radio, and my mom, who uses a rollator, says she's able to get out just fine. In Pittsburgh, we have nothing like this. The Snow Angels volunteer program is helpful for seniors and disabled people to get their own sidewalks shoveled, but that doesn't help with curb cuts and bus stops, and there's no enforcement of ordinances requiring that sidewalks be cleared to the extent that a wheelchair can get down the street. I demand that City Council team up with the Mayor's office to create a sidewalk safety action plan for clearing up sidewalks, curb cuts, and bus stops after we get snow, especially for major storms like this. It's not just the quote-unquote right thing.
Thank you very much. Your comments are actually much appreciated. Our next speaker is Bethany Cameron.
Good morning, council members. My name is Bethany Cameron. I still live in Overbrook, and today I'm again here representing informup.org, a local news nonprofit which reports weekly on public meetings so we can and includes surveys so we can represent readers' preferences back to their elected officials. Our community survey this week ran January 30th through February 2nd. We recorded 116 total responses. All 9 districts were represented. I'll cover 3 critical policing issues. Number 1, on the topic of police response to federal immigration enforcement, the question Inform Up asked readers was, should Pittsburgh police actively intervene if they see that federal immigration enforcement officers are violating someone's constitutional rights? We received 98 responses to this question. Almost 78% strongly support intervention, 10% somewhat support intervention, 2% somewhat oppose, 5% strongly oppose, and 5% were not sure. One resident from the north side said, police just watching ICE abduct people is not acceptable, whereas another resident from Lawrenceville, pardon the language, said, we need law and order, we need to avoid a pissing match with federal agents, assist them so they get in and out. It's what's best for the community and public safety. Number 2, regarding police response to protests. When asked, how should police respond to demonstrations and protests in Pittsburgh, 94 readers responded. Around 30% want to see police engage as community liaisons using specially trained officers. Another 30% want to see traffic control and emergency response only. 17% want to see regular uniformed officers offering support. Almost 9% want to see tactical gear actively managing protests and demonstrations. 4% want to see tactical gear maintaining distance. 3% want to see minimal presence, and around 7% wanted to see another variation. The third question we asked readers related to their top priority for community engagement. When asked which should be the police department's top priority for community engagement, 80 readers responded. 21% said building trust through community meetings. Almost 19% want to see expanding violence prevention programs. 15% chose creating liaisons to marginalized communities. Almost 14% chose improving police community coordination, and another 14% want to see improving response times and service quality, whereas around 6% each chose school and or youth partnerships and increasing police presence. 5% chose other. As always, we will send your offices the full report with all comments. Thank you for considering residents' views on these fundamental public safety questions.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Ikahana Halmalkina.
Greetings and good day. My title is Chief Ikahana Haunakina. I am the Grand Inca of the Iroquois Confederacy of Aboriginal American People. Now that those formalities are out of the way, there are several issues and topics of concern that the American people in today's society would like to have addressed, none of which are unique or unfamiliar to anyone sitting in city council chambers today. Regrettably, these are the same very issues that civil rights leaders have been complaining about for over 50 years. As we embark on this new administration, rolling in to govern over the citizens and residents of Pittsburgh, we need this city and city council and the mayor and public safety directors, new public safety director, to step up and prioritize the people of this city, creating housing that is truly affordable, making sure the schools remain in neighborhoods and that they are accessible, making sure that transportation is accessible, address food insecurity, and restore faith in the economic base of this region. You all need to take a realistic approach to governing. I'm taking my gloves off with you guys, so get ready. I personally know firsthand that a lack of snowplow isn't the problem in this city. Each administration only inherits the last administration's corruption or business as usual attitude. Truth be told, public works departments and other labor-intense jobs, they punch in on time. But if they tell the truth, or their spouses or friends tell the truth, they know they leave early. And they do the bare minimum. And that is the core of the problem for the city being able and capable to remove snow. Not a $10 million check where you could have just hired some more people to clear the snow with that $10 million. Let's be real. Let's get down to being really real about the city's problems that plague us. I travel throughout this region, and in the Mon Valley, they clear their streets as soon as I get back to the city of Pittsburgh. It's disgraceful. And it's unacceptable. And something must be done.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Sheree Winston. If Sheree is now with us, our next speaker is Elaine Houston.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I am Elaine Houston. I live in the intersection between East Liberty and Shadyside, because I'm literally right on the edge of multiple districts. I am here to discuss the current situation regarding people's ability to navigate Pittsburgh, especially people with disabilities. I'm currently trapped in my apartment complex, Eastside Bond. The lack of adequate snow removal from clouding curb cuts and snow still piled between lanes is unacceptable more than a week after the storm. The Pittsburgh Center for Disability Justice is trying to help through mutual aid, but this isn't the correct answer. If I cannot get outside of my Eastside Bond and Pittsburgh Regional Transit busway island, I'm unable to get to any medical appointments, stores, etc. I cannot even cross Penn Avenue to get to Target, which is just directly across the street from my apartment. The most recent forecast indicates that this snow will not melt before the end of February at the earliest. I will send written comments along with photos from the immediate perimeter of the Eastside Bond property and the busway to illustrate my point. The current 311 complaint system for reporting curb cut and crosswalk issues, one at a time, is insufficient. An individual in a wheelchair who is unable to use one curb cut or crosswalk just gets to them one step at a time. It would take days or weeks to enable the person to safely get to their intended destination. I know that a number of the sidewalks and PRT bus stops in downtown or in Oakland are not currently usable by people with disabilities either, as I rode the P1 in a loop to see the stats myself. Even if I were to fly a drone over the city/county to identify all of the impacted areas, and then created an automated system to submit 311 complaints, it would be an insane burden to be placed on the disability community. There are many elderly and disabled that are virtually still trapped in their own homes. We need this problem resolved quickly and a system put in place to ensure the situation is not repeated in the future, i.e. the Sidewalk Safety Action Plan recommended by Alicia Grisham. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Joy Dorr. Is Joy Dorr with us? If not, we have exhausted our list of registered speakers. We'll now take comments from those in chambers who are wishing to speak. Please come forward, provide your name and neighborhood for the record.
Carlino Giampolo, Panther Hollow. I will read excerpts of my January 30th letter to the mayor and various city administrators. Shut down the illegal skate park in Panther Hollow. The city of Pittsburgh is beyond a doubt liable should there be a catastrophic injury to a skateboarder. This past Sunday, despite near record snowfall, skateboarders arrived at the skate park with shovels to clear away the snow on the ground, ramps, and metal rails, and then continued their activities. 3 skateboarders fell on their backs while using a metal rail, only to get up, shake off the snow, and resume skateboarding. Skateboarders have also used the skate park at other times this winter, seemingly oblivious to the dangerous formation of ice in the skate park. Meanwhile, City Council is working to create a special trust fund that would guarantee millions of dollars for city improvements. However, in a civil lawsuit, instead of investing in city improvements, those same millions from taxpayers could instead need to be awarded to the family of a skateboarder after they tragically suffer a spinal cord or brain injury at the skate park and become incapacitated for life. This is not hyperbole. This is a true possibility that can become a tragic reality. If a civil lawsuit were to be filed, the city's position would be indefensible. No drawings were submitted for the construction of the skate park. No certificate of occupancy, as skateboarders have modified a public playground for their own private use. No permits were issued, and no city supervisors oversee the construction. Who bears the collective responsibility for this potential tragedy? The 2 council members who publicly support the illegal construction, the director of public works, the public works parks maintenance manager, the director of parks and recreation, the director of city planning, other high-level city administrators, the Pitt student, who is now the unqualified leader of the ongoing construction. To those who support the illegal skate park, what is it about your own dignity that justifies no notice being given to residents? Silence, knowing that a resident has filed 11 incidents of harassment, and ignoring the pain and suffering of another resident who's being driven away after 43 years. Awaken your dignity, end the liability, end the injustice. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. My name is Yvonne F. Brown. I live at 715 Mercer Street, the high rise at the top of Bedford. I come today, and I'm really sad. The sergeant of arms, I don't see the tall one, but they had came up to the building. That's after we had insisted. Mr. Lavelle, you remember Jens came to the building, and there was a little store. There was a store, and I introduced Miss Pat to the sergeant of arms. I said, she's a feisty one. I said, and she can cuss like a sailor. Now, when I found out that she was, just last week they said that she was, I thought home. I thought in the hospital, but she was home, and her family was there. Well, she has the store, and she has a granddaughter that brings in the stuff. She really, really helps her grandmother. I happened to see her, and I had said, well, how's Miss Pat doing? She said she's in and out. I said, well, tell her. I was telling her about the carrot juice. I said, you drink it, say it's for you, and you just want her to taste it. I said, but also tell her, I'm going to go down and tell the sergeant at arms that she's still cussing like a sailor. So she smiled. But then next day, I told that she had passed. I come down to tell you that I want to tell you about a woman. I tried to write something who was more than a neighbor. She was a friend, a mentor, a light in my family's life, and more families. Her name was Miss Pat. She owned a candy store in the high rise we live in. Her little corner of joy and comfort for all of us. Because people would come in and sit and talk with her. Because she was the one, when I came down and I said that we have a black man that is threatening the gay white resident who's under doctor's care. She, in the store, told him, you must stop this. Also, we have a Richard Johnson who passed away. He knew August Wilson. When they had, down at the Civic Arena, they had a show. They had took part of the restaurant, Eddie's restaurant, where August Wilson would sit and write. They had the stools there. Now, Denise said that she worked as a waitress, and she knew August very well. I still come because I can remember, I met August 3 times, but when he told me to keep coming down and telling my story, because otherwise it's his story, your story. You need to know what's happening in our community. If we're unsafe, that you are supposed to protect us. You are getting paid to come here. I'm coming on my own, trying to help the citizens of the community to teach them that they can come down and tell you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. My name is Unique Brown. And we spend this month every year to talk about Black people that made a change and fought hard to make a change, and every year it's getting worse. We don't talk about people in this time that's making a change because it's not happening. There's no one doing anything. But I'm standing here again because this isn't just about words. It's about my life, my children's safety, and the countless other families that have been hurt by the systems that's meant to protect us. Last time I spoke here, before I even left the city county building, I was watching the video and it went from playing to private, then took off, then put back up after we went and told the mayor. But I really don't want to speculate as to why, but because I'm Yvonne's daughter, I'm going to. Maybe it was because of what I said. Maybe it was because only 4 or however many, a few people spoke that day. It wasn't voices that y'all thought was important enough to protect. But their speeches, they're not just speeches. These are people's lives. So public comment should not disappear, even briefly. And today, I'm faced with the same thing as always. Most of you are absent. Only a few of you truly listen. Some of you sit in text. I see blank stares, no response, just a clock clicking down like our pain does not matter. That silence is not neutral. It's dismissive, and pure and simple, it's stonewalling. I'm going to keep raising the same issues until I get clear answers about Allegheny Links and the agencies they funnel people to. They are being shuffled around, ignored, delayed, and re-traumatized with no transparency or accountability. I search for who watches over these places, but they only care if it's racial discrimination. But what about when they break the rules they can't break? There's no clear answers, no one to turn to. Like, who does Allegheny Links, who does shelters, who does all these agencies answer to? They say y'all, but y'all are nowhere around. After the meetings, y'all running high. I didn't finish this, so I'll finish it when we come back, since I don't want to run out. I don't want the clock to ding, because that's the only time I hear y'all voice is when y'all tell everybody to be quiet. So I'll let the clock run. I mean, y'all can start it over, because I'll be back to finish my speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning, Special Agent Sunshine. I wasn't going to speak today, but God spoke to me and told me not to grow weary in doing good. So I'm going to start with prayer. Father, glorify your name. Answer my cry, O Lord, in a way that will accomplish your will. For your will is good, acceptable, and perfect. It is best for you and therefore best for me and any others who may be affected by this prayer. I'm going to start with a quote from Martin Luther King Jr., since it is Black History Month. He once said, "True peace is not merely the absence of tension. It is the presence of justice." And I feel strongly I'm that presence that God sent here to bring justice. It's amazing how you say, and justice for all. Really? When, Lavelle? When, Lord, will there be justice for all? We're still being oppressed in the stupidest, craziest ways. These children are still hungry. And I'm living in a shelter where I see the hunger on their faces. There's not enough food. How is there not enough food? How are the overflow that stay at these shelters where we were sent so that we're not out in the cold? How do we get fed before these children who are crying because they're hungry? How is that okay? It is not. And I came here to share that with you. Humanity. What is it? All human beings, the human race, the qualities that make us human, like compassion, kindness, and empathy. That's what humanity is. Ecclesiastes 8, chapter 8, verse 8 says, "No man has power over the wind to contain it, so no one has power over the day of his death. As no one has power over the wind to contain it, so no one is discharged in time of war. So wickedness will not release those who practice it." We lost Jacinda Stevens, a good girl, I was told, who worked at the Housing Authority, to a car crash in the ice. 120 feet she plunged. If anybody connected to her practiced voodoo, that was the warning that you guys got 2 weeks before that happened. To stop, or somebody you cared about and really loved was gonna die. And I know everybody heard me bring that message. So here we are, and now she's not. In Jesus' name, I pray for her and her family. Amen.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please. Seeing no further speakers, we'll move on to the presentation of papers, beginning with Councilman Charlin, Chair of Human Resources.
New papers, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilman Coghill, Chair of Public Safety and Wellness.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a big one. Yeah.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill Number 72, Resolution Authorizing Pursuant to Chapter 210, Acceptance of Gifts to the City of the City Code, the Mayor and the Director of the Office of Management and Budget to accept a donation from the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center in the amount of $10 million to purchase emergency medical service vehicles and equipment.
Councilman Coghill?
Motion to waive rule 8, please.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill 72 will be on this afternoon's Standing Committee agenda. That takes us to Councilwoman Gross, Chair of Innovation, Performance, Asset Management, and Technology.
She's on.
I know she's traveling. I know she's been in and out. I don't believe she had any new papers. Councilman Mosley, Chair of Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilman Mosley presents Bill number 73, resolution authorizing a cooperation agreement or agreements providing for the transfer of funds not to exceed $20,188,019 to the City of Pittsburgh Equipment Leasing Authority for the purchase and leasing of vehicles, equipment, and accessories, equipment support infrastructure, and professional services for use by the City of Pittsburgh departments. Bill number 74, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Finance on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into a cooperation agreement with the school district of the City of Pittsburgh, the County of Allegheny, and the NCSC USA Housing Development Corporation to document local cooperation and the NCSC USA Housing Development Corporation's agreement to make payments in lieu of taxes for Steelworkers Tower at 2639 Perrysville Avenue, Council District Number 6. Bill number 75, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Finance on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into a cooperation agreement with the school district of the City of Pittsburgh, the County of Allegheny, and the NCSC USA Housing Development Corporation 3 to document local cooperation and the NCSC USA Housing Development Corporation's 3's agreement to make payments in lieu of taxes for the Lynn Williams apartment building at 3710 Brighton Road, Council District Number 1. Bill number 76, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Finance on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into a cooperation agreement with the school district of the City of Pittsburgh, the County of Allegheny, and the NCSC USA Housing Development Corporation 2 to document local cooperation and the NCSC USA Housing Development Corporation 2's agreement to make payments in lieu of taxes for the I.W. Abel Building at 4720 Hatfield Street, Council District Number 7. And Bill number 77, resolution authorizing the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire all the city's right, title, and interest, if any, into the publicly owned properties in the 10th Ward of the City of Pittsburgh, designated in the Deed Registry Office of Allegheny County as Block 50F, lots 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, and 122, 0 North Winbiddle Street, and Block 50F, Lot 123, 0 Rosetta Street, Council District Number 9, at no cost to the city.
And Councilman Mosley, do you wish to waive Rule 8 on Bill 73?
Yeah, motion to waive rule 8.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill 73 will be on this afternoon's Standing Committee agenda. That takes us to Councilwoman Salinetro, Chair of Public Works and Infrastructure.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Salinetro presents Bill number 78, resolution amending Resolution number 264 of 2025, entitled Resolution Authorizing the Mayor, the Director of the Office of Management and Budget, and the Director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to apply for grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Community Conservation Partnerships Program to provide funding for the rehabilitation of Emerald View Trail Project. The grant proposal includes an ask of $250,000 with the match of $250,844.42 from the City of Pittsburgh's capital budget for a total project cost of $500,844.42 for this stated purpose: to accept the grant, increase the grant amount, reduce the required match, and authorize necessary expenditures. Bill number 79, resolution amending Resolution 522 of 2025, entitled Resolution Authorizing the Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh in the Office of Management and Budget to apply for a grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Economic Development's Multimodal Transportation Fund for the planning and engineering of the Liberty Avenue, Main Street, and Bloomfield Bridge intersection. The grant proposal includes an ask not to exceed $533,111 for this stated purpose, to accept the grant, update the grant amount, and authorize necessary expenditures. Bill number 80, resolution amending Resolution 521 of 2025, entitled Resolution Authorizing the Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh and the Office of Management and Budget to apply for a grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Economic Development's Multimodal Transportation Fund for the Lincoln Avenue Multimodal Safety and Accessibility Improvement Project. The grant proposal includes an ask of $750,236.69 for this stated purpose, to accept the grant, decrease the award amount, and authorize necessary expenditures. Bill 81, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget to enter into an agreement or agreements with the PNC Foundation for the purpose of receiving grant funds in the amount of $2 million for the purchase of snow removal equipment. Bill 82, resolution providing for an agreement or agreements with Norfolk Southern Railway Company for costs associated with the preliminary engineering phase of the Heron Avenue Bridge project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $25,310, reimbursable at 100%. And Bill number 83, resolution providing for an agreement or agreements with Allegheny Valley Railroad for costs associated with the preliminary engineering phase of the Elizabeth Street Bridge project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $10,000, reimbursable at 100%.
Councilwoman,
We make a motion to waive Rule 8 on Bill 81. Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill 81 will be on this afternoon's Standing Committee agenda. That takes us to Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Finance and Law.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilperson Strasburger presents Bill number 84, ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code Title II Fiscal Article 9, Property Taxes, Chapter 263, Real Property Tax and Exemptions, Section 26302A, Discount in Advance, B1, Optional Triannual Payments, and D, Due Dates, so as to amend the discount date for the 2026 fiscal year. And Bill 85, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Justin Hickox for a single payment in 2026 in an amount not to exceed $10,000 in full and final payment of an employment matter.
Councilwoman?
Thank you. Motion to waive Rule 8 on Bill 84 so that it appears on this afternoon's agenda.
Is there a second?
Oh, second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bill 84 will be on this afternoon's Standing Committee agenda. Councilwoman Warwick, Chair of Recreation, Youth, and Senior Services.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilman Wilson, Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you. And I have two communications.
Council President Lavelle presents Bill number 86, communication from Rhea Price, Acting Director of the Office of Management and Budget, submitting to City Council the attached status update from the Grants Office for the week ended January 30th, 2026. And Bill 87, communication from Rhea Price, Acting Director of the Office of Management and Budget, submitting acting pay requests on behalf of the Department of Public Works for Zachary Delaney and John McClory, the Department of Innovation and Performance for Sylvia Harris, and the Office of Management and Budget for David Hutchinson, January 5th through the 9th, 2026, per the acting pay policy revised in June 2018.
And we need a motion to read, receive, and file.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Bills from read, received, and filed. We'll now move on to unfinished business, which is our 3 appointments.
Bill number 17, resolution appointing Jason Lando as the Chief of the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police. And Bill number 20, resolution appointing Sheldon Williams as the Director of the Department of Public Safety. And Bill number 30, resolution appointing Rhea Price as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Comprehensive Municipal Pension Trust Fund.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All 3 appointments have been approved. That moves us on to reports of committee for final action, beginning with Councilwoman Kim Salanetro presenting the Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Council President.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Salanetro presents Bill number 69, reported to Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure for January 28, 2026, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 43, resolution providing for a reimbursement agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the construction phase of the East Liberty Negley Avenue implementation project and providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $2,571,661. Bill 44, resolution providing for an agreement or agreements with Allegheny Valley Railroad for costs associated with the preliminary engineering phase of the Heron Avenue Bridge project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $10,000, reimbursable at 100%. Bill 45, resolution providing for a reimbursement agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the preliminary design, final design, and construction phases of the Brownsville Road Safety Improvement Project and providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $4,504,368, and the municipal share of Commonwealth incurred costs at a cost to the City of Pittsburgh not to exceed $26,000. And Bill 46, resolution providing for an amended reimbursement agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the preliminary engineering, final design, and right-of-way phases of the Heron Avenue Bridge project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $1,521,000, an increase of $800,000 from the previously executed agreement. This resolution serves to authorize only the amended reimbursement agreement or agreements at no cost to the city. Future resolutions will authorize the project-specific service agreements.
You've heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross. Mr. Mosley. Mrs. Salanetro.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legal required number of votes, is passed finally. That takes us to Councilwoman Barbara Ward, presenting the Committee of Recreation, Youth, and Senior Services.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Warwick presents Bill number 70, reported to Committee on Recreation, Youth, and Senior Services for January 28, 2026, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 47, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Parks and Recreation to enter into agreements in individual amounts of $10,000 or less with performers, instructors, artists, referees, and persons with specialized skills in connection with the department's recreational and instructional programs and special event services. Payments for individual vendors meeting the above criteria are authorized through on-contract payments, departmental invoices, and P-card.
You've heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill, vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross. Mr. Mosley. Mrs. Salanetro.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legal required number of votes, is passed finally. And finally, Councilman Kari Mosley, presenting the Committee of Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Mosley presents Bill number 71, reported to Committee on Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs for January 28, 2026, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 42, resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for 824 James Street at no cost to the city.
You've heard the reading and title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charland.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross. Mr. Mosley. Okay. Mr. Mosley. Mrs. Salinetro.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
9 ayes, 0 noes.
The bill, having received the legal required numbers of votes, is passed finally. That moves us to motions and resolutions. Is there anything from members? If not, we have meeting announcements. This afternoon at 1:30, council will hold our standing committee meeting. Speaker registration will close at 11:30 this morning. Then on Friday at 10 a.m., council will hold a cablecast public hearing on bills 2385 relative to the waste transfer station. Speaker registration will close at 8 a.m. the day of the hearing. To register to speak at these meetings, please fill up the sign-up form on the council meeting webpage or call the clerk's office by 412-255-2138. Everyone's actually here. So motion to approve the minutes and adjourn the meeting.
So move.
Need a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 We are adjourned.